Hey everybody, welcome back. Stonebrook Adventure. We're actually going to start varnishing all the mahogany. We got the custom layout done. We had it temporarily bolted together in the last episode. So now we got to tear everything apart and we're going to start working with the TotalBoat. We're going to start with TotalBoat wood sealer, right? And then we're going to do the TotalBoat Gleam varnish. Okay, first step, let's tear all this stuff down. We got to get it all sanded, prepped up, ready for the varnish. We're gonna put the wood sealer on, 3 coats of that. We're gonna put the Gleam on. We'll see how many coats. I'm thinking at least 4 coats on top of the wood sealer, but we'll see how it turns out. So let's get into tearing this thing apart.
So at this point in the pod project, I think this is where everyone really starts getting fatigued. You can see that light at the end of the tunnel. But I think this is where you just need to really push through this. It's really tedious work.
Okay, we got everything out of the boat. All right, we got all the pieces set up here. Gonna have to sand everything down. I don't know, 320 grit. All right, clean everything up. We've got some little holes we gotta fill with some wood filler. All right, and then this piece here, it looks like some sort of oil stain, but we're gonna try to wipe this whole thing down with mineral spirits and see if we can get that cleaned up, but I don't know. Hopefully when the varnish sets on it, it hides it, but if not, oh well, it is what it is. So let's start sanding it. We wiped that down with mineral spirits. You know, it helped. It helped a little bit. We'll see how it dries, but I think it's gonna turn out just fine. Just need to get everything sanded down. Let's go ahead and fill some of these little holes with some wood filler. This is sustainable, sandable wood filler.
Yeah, just make sure that you use wood filler and not wood putty. There's definitely a difference between wood filler and wood putty. The wood filler will dry hard. The wood putty will always remain sticky. You really can't varnish over it.
All right, we got 220 grit sandpaper here, sanding with the grain. Right, just trying to knock all that fuzz off. Nice smooth finish on that. Clean this up good. We're gonna do this to every piece. And then we're gonna dust it off real good before we start varnishing. All right, here we go. This is the TotalBoat wood sealer. This is what we're gonna be using to seal. We're gonna do 3 coats. Got everything sanded down real nice with 220. Wiped down nice and clean. Blew it off. Wiped it with a lint-free cloth. So we're gonna go ahead and stir this up with our stir stick. Don't shake it. We don't want bubbles in it. Nice brush. And we're gonna start applying the sealer. There's a link down below. Support the channel. All right. Get that TotalBoat sealer, do that link down below. That helps out the channel, keeps my projects moving. All right, we got a respirator on.
Yeah, so this TotalBoat wood sealer, it's like a really thin varnish and it's just gonna soak right into the grain. It's gonna take at least 3 coats to really soak in and penetrate into that wood, but it gives the polyurethane a nice base coat to adhere to. You're gonna sand it before you apply the polyurethane.
Okay, we got everything on. Looks really good. This piece here just soaked that sealer up, just soaked it up. You can see the bubbles coming up. That might take a few more coats. You can see it's darker wood, but I mean, it's gonna be beautiful. You can see the difference in the colors. This one's really starting to pop. This is the one I was worried about the what I thought were oil stains, but it has this beautiful color to it. So we're going to let this dry for at least 2 hours, and then we're going to recoat. We're going to repeat that process probably 3, maybe 4 times. I've got some other pieces back here that I need to go ahead and stain, but we'll show you what it looks like when it's all finished. No sanding between coats. You can recoat after 2.5 hours, depending on the temperature. So that way you can get your project done quick. You don't have to wait overnight to recoat. So we're already on our 3rd coat, and we'll be able to, I think 3 might be good. We'll see. All right, I got some 320 grit here. This This has been setting up and curing for a, I don't know, probably 4 days. This is just the sealer coat, and I got some 320 grit. And just to keep the paper from gumming up, I'm wet sanding it, knocking all the high spots off. This is just the sealer. There ain't no drips right there. We're gonna go through and we're gonna wet sand everything, 320. Come back with a scuff pad just to make sure everything's scuffed up nice once it dries. I'm gonna do this on every piece, and then we're gonna start coating it with the TotalBoat Gleam. Well, we got everything sanded down, 320 grit, scuffed everything up nice. Now we're gonna put on the TotalBoat Gleam. So we're gonna lay a layer on, wait an hour, hour and a half, another layer. We're gonna put at least 3 coats on with this. So that's gonna be a total of 6 coats. We got 3 coats of the sealer, which is actually just a really thin polyurethane, and then we're gonna do 3 coats of the Gleam. But we gotta get this thing wiped down. We're gonna wipe it down with denatured alcohol and then start laying this TotalBoat Gleam down. Okay, let's get everything wiped down. We got some denatured alcohol here. We've already got it sanded. Let's get any of the residue, any of the dust off. And this denatured alcohol will evaporate pretty fast. While we're prepping, everything will be ready. That just evaporates right off of there. Get any oil, fingerprints, anything, residue that's left, any dust. Last little preps, we want to make sure. Get down any of the grain. Show you a cool little trick I figured out just to keep drips from dripping through. See, I've got these holes here. Got a few holes on some of the sideboards. Put a little cotton ball, all right? Tear a piece of that cotton ball off, stuff it down in that hole, and then recess it down inside that hole a little bit so your brush doesn't hit it. But any of that drag off polyurethane, it's not gonna drip all the way through, keep you from getting a drip along this back side. You wanna stir this, you don't wanna shake it. If you shake it, you're gonna get bubbles in it. And another little tip, tongue depressors. Before you even start any of this, go buy a big box of tongue depressors. That is honestly the best way to stir your paint. You feel for any clumps down in the bottom. This feels really good. We're gonna go ahead and stir this up, start applying it. I'm using a combo nylon polyester brush for all paints. We'll see how this works out, but this is the brush that I'm using with the polyurethane. I got a 2-inch brush, 2.5 inch. They say to use natural bristle brush, but they didn't have any in stock, so I think this was the next best thing.
Yeah, just make sure you use any of this polyurethane in a well-ventilated area. Wear your organic compound respirator. There's a link down below to get one of those. There's a link down below for the TotalBoat Gleam. We earn a small commission on any of those items purchased through the affiliate links, and it just really helps the channel. We really appreciate everybody who's subscribed and is following along this project.
So we got 3 coats of the TotalBoat Gleam wood sealer on there. I mean, some guys put up to 10 coats of this on, but 3 is really solid. You can still see a little bit of the grain. Maybe put 1 more coat on, see how that looks, but yeah, you can see everything just looks amazing. We only put 3 coats on this, and I'm happy. I'm happy with the 3 coats. We can, if we ever wanted to, we could just add more coats. Some people put up to 10 coats, so I'm happy with it. We got this and this, we got the seats, the whole console. We're gonna put everything together now and get this installed back in a boat. Boy, we're getting close to this thing being finished. All right, we got the varnish done. We got the interior installed. We found the original stainless steel steering wheel on this thing. Hey, look how good this thing's looking. That thing is beautiful. That TotalBoat Gleam, I'm really happy with it. That's only 3 coats of the Gleam and 3 coats of the TotalBoat wood sealer. That turned out great. I mean, I can't even imagine if you put 10 coats on, but looking good. I still gotta find that piece of wood there. We're getting together. Look at this thing. Ew. All right. So I think maybe next episode, we're gonna put some stickers on. We got the Boston Whaler sticker. We're gonna put our numbers on. We might put that rope and the rub rail. Get some work on that light. Trying to figure out what I want to do with the bow light on that. Other than that, we got the motor, and we're gonna order that motor here real soon. So, from Stonebrook Adventure, until next time, bloop.